Yes, and I'm just going to make my way across to this desk here because Leaders of Now is next, and Rishi, don't look too at me as if I'm losing it. I'm just coming across to shake this gentleman's hand.
Nice to meet
Jonathan
you
Bhagan, lovely to meet you in person.
In person.
Yeah, because you just reminded me that I was one of your mentors. Because you're a Queen's Young Leader. Yes, and Richie, how that works is that as a Queen's Young Leader from anywhere in the world, we are mentors to young leaders around the world, and they can choose, they can go online and choose who they would like to have a 1-hour session with. I've spoken to people from Bali and from St. Lucia, but Jonathan here said, I want to talk to somebody right here from Trinidad.
Really?
So it's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
And congratulations on your work.
Thank you very much.
And I guess we're going to hear more about it now from you, Rishi.
So you got to meet the Queen, right?
No, I got the runner-up package, which is the mentorship and the education, which is still good. Free education as always.
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly.
I'm going to leave you guys to get on with it.
Me at some point in time.
Yes, we have to. I'm going to think about that. Rishi, let me have a think about that.
And Jonathan, as we mentioned, you are a Queen Young Leader, and you are also the chairman of the Caribbean Committee Against Sex Crimes.
Yes.
So you've been working a lot in your free time, because you're also an attorney at law.
Yeah, I'm also an attorney at law. Well, I'm in private practice, so well, if you'd indulge me, I feel moved that given the recent issue of mental health, so I'm going to just expose some of my personal struggles. So, well, as a Christian, what I did with all my social work is that I had my traumas growing up as a child, and a lot of men in this country have their traumas and they deal with it by taking it out on women and, alcoholism, suicide, attempting to steal planes. That's a new thing that we need to make sure that it's not a trend in this country. But so what I decided is a basic principle is that whatever you sow, you reap. So I decided I'm going to help other people heal, and through that I heal myself. So anybody you meet in activism who is really deep into it and passionate about it is because they suffered a trauma and they understand the pain that people go through. The ones who are really dedicated. You have people who come by for like 6 months to give you some money, but the ones who stick with you for years because they understand.
Yeah. It's interesting that you started off the way you did, talking about the mental illness. Have you seen social media recently?
Yeah, it's hell.
Exactly. It doesn't help, right?
No.
And as a young person looking on, what do you think? Because one of the arguments is that that's how trainees are.
No. Well, if you really, because again with NIPOL and our writers and our intellectuals, if we don't really reflect as a society. In our society, we have this heritage of colonialism, slavery, indentureship. So our default leadership style in our society is abuse. And we have deep in our genes, in our psyche, years of serious abuse. Remember, slavery meant you didn't know who your father was, the women were raped, the men were beaten. And indentureship was pretty bad too, but it's a lot shorter than slavery, thank God. So this is in our DNA, and we have to reflect that we need to fix this.
Yeah. And you're also a member of the Christian Youth Foundation, you said?
Yes.
What is that about?
Essentially, it's it's a Protestant evangelical group. So unlike the Catholic organizations, which is like under one archbishop, under one structure, there are many churches. They have the Adventists, the Presbyterians, the Pentecostals, and there's no basically our job is to network the different. There's like hundreds of churches in this country, and they don't really network well to create economies of scale to help youth.
So you work in order to help the youth?
Yes, yes.
What have you done recently?
Well, again, I do have I wear a lot of hats. So other than my legal work, I represent a lot of women for free or for very cheap to help them deal with sex crimes, domestic violence, etc. I'm in an organization. The first organization to train me was the Organization for Abused and Battered Individuals. That's founded by Shona Benjamin. I think she founded it in 2008. Recently, in February 22nd of this year, as Caribbean Committee Against Sex Crimes, I met with CARICOM Impacts. They are the main security advising agency for the region. And I helped push them in the direction of sex offender registration. I gave them my contacts in the U.S. Department of Justice.
And that took place on February 22nd?
2018, yes.
Yeah.
It's a private meeting. I can't just spill all the details, but it was, for me, it was a good milestone.
When you talk about sex crimes, it is not just the act of physical sex.
No, it also includes sexual assault, that is like grabbing, I hope children are not watching that, but grabbing a woman's breast, indecent assault, grabbing genitalia, and the likes. It's not just the actual penetration.
And children should be watching so they will know what not to do, because this is wrong. A sex crime, as you mentioned, is wrong. And how do we change that culture? Because you hear women complain all the time about you're walking down the road and then you have these guys heckling, as they would say. That is considered to be a sex crime as well?
Well, it's not under the Sexual Offences Act. That comes under the Offences Against a Persons Act for harassment. That's general harassment. But if you look at it from like the feminist worldview, that all that is, they consider it toxic masculinity. So to them, it comes under the general umbrella of the male psyche the male psyche to them needs to dominate the female for some reason.
Right. So what do you want to see for Trinidad and Tobago as a young person?
Well, first, I want to see our leaders become more emotionally mature and emotionally intelligent.
What do you mean by that?
I want Kamla to apologize to Raleigh for calling him an Oreo, for one. I'm a member of the UNC, so I could say these things. With example, Raleigh and the Sari issue, he did apologize in the end after he was bashed continually, but he did learn his lesson. I think he needs some commendation for that. And I want, we have a serious problem with young people's voices are not, like, for me, my level of education and experience, I'm only 29, but my voice is not heard. If I go into a political meeting and I was actually at a UNC cottage meeting in Tunapuna, and I was like, I came with statistics prepared, case law, facts, and the panel was just kind of like, politicians just kind of mouth off and trying to make everything about the Guardian's passage on the boat. Crime is not about the boat. That's not a logical argument.
So your aim in the near future is to see politicians develop more maturely, emotionally as well.
Yeah, politicians and all our leaders, our leadership style in general, we need to learn that a leader is somebody who inspires people to embrace the best of their own nature and bring out the best out of people. It's not you have a position and you try to control everybody.
All right, Jonathan Bhagan, thank you very much for joining us. We have to take a break and we have much more for you. Stay with us.